All right, welcome to another podcast of Everyone Has a Story, hosted by Kam Spackman. We are here in Preston, Idaho, located in Kam's garage because I'm currently trying to move and my office is tore apart. But we've got a special guest here tonight. We've got Brock Fuit, the hometown Preston guy, right? Born and raised.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, how you been?
Good, dude. How are you?
Good. You've been doing a lot lately.
Yeah, it's been busy.
Tell me a little bit about it.
Started a new job as a deputy sheriff, so going to the academy and dealing with that, and it's in Boise, in Idaho, so that's like a 4.5 hour drive. So
Holy cow.
Yeah, so that's kind of a Monday to Friday deal, and then we're actually just moved too on the weekend. So I like to just we just had a newborn baby, so did that plus moved out, plus leave my wife every week. She's a single mom.
That thing called life, right? Trying to navigate a career and expanding your family and moving into new chapters, and that's awesome, dude.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That's a lot of fun. So you were born and raised, let's see, how long have your parents been here in Preston? They've been here a while?
Yeah, I think they moved here in 99. Yeah, 1999.
Holy cow.
Then I was born. I was born in an Ogden hospital, but I was back in Franklin in I think like 2 days.
Yeah.
So I literally grew up in the same house for 18 years all through school.
Holy cow. That's cool. That's freaking awesome. And then I met you, what's it been? 4 years? 5 years now? 3 years? Somewhere's in there.
Yeah.
Let's see, it was when you married your wife. And you guys have been married for how long?
This will be 3 years now.
3 years?
I don't know, because we lived together before, so it kind of all just mashed together.
Yeah.
But I think it's been like almost 4.
Okay.
3.5 almost.
Yeah, that's awesome. We've had some great conversations about life, We've gone hiking. God, you drug my butt up the mountain like 6 miles that one time we went hunting, and we've had some good conversations, but that's thought you were a good option for the podcast because you're just easy to talk to, and like I say, that's what this podcast is about, is having real conversations, and that helping people realize that life isn't easy. I kind of mentioned it in my last podcast that I just recently got into listening podcasts, and it's like I listen to the motivation because like I need the motivation, right? Like it's not easy, and all the guys are like, get your ass out of bed and go do something, and freaking and it's like it's not that easy. That's not how I like to do things.
No, and it's not like that for everyone. Like not everyone wants to get up at 4 a.m. and go like run 8 miles in a blizzard and scream in the air. It's like some people, it's just not it. Like you do it in different ways. Like it's a weird thing. I kind of the whole podcast thing. I kind of like them like this because it's real life. It's not like you don't feel like crap for not being slim fit, 170 pounds, and, doing all the things. So it's just sometimes it's not feasible. But
yeah, it's true. When I got married, when I met my wife, it was right out of high school, and I weighed 185 pounds. Mm-hmm. And 3 short years after, I was at 236. Like that's a 50 pound gain. That's a lot. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's hard to motivate yourself to go hit the gym. And I've been, I'll go for 6 months and then I'll be done for 3 years, and then I'll try it out for 6 months again, or I'll try eating healthy. And I guess, I don't know, I haven't found that happy medium yet of the balance of where I'm supposed to be at on that aspect. But
it's hard to go to the gym every day if it's like not your thing. Like if you're not like a bodybuilder, like it's like, the hell do I care if I go? But it's, it does, like I am for it. Like it definitely, I think you feel good, and so it does help. But the whole like, I don't know, there's that whole stigma of like, you're not a man if you're not a before, and like you better shovel your driveway with a spoon, like that stuff. I'm like, dude, shut up, like
I know.
Whatever, like,
right?
You're killing it though, dude.
I appreciate that. No, that's you and I, we used to go to the gym a little bit together, but I know that kind of the way you release and enjoy life is you like to hit the mountains hard.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd way rather. I'm kind of bad that way. I just won't tell anyone. It's like, where are you? It's like, oh, I'm on a mountain. Sorry. But, that's just not my thing. I think you're kind of the same way. Like I don't get it from I mean, like I'm about lifting weights. I think it's good. It's a good stress relief. But like I hate the gym atmosphere. Like if I'm going to the gym, I just want it in a garage or something. Like I do not like.
Just keep to yourself.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, and that's all right.
Yeah, but yeah, the mountains, dude. I love it. It's definitely talk about good conversations. On the hills, dude. It's
not much conversation on the way up though when you and I went because, dude, I was out of shape. That was the last day of the deer hunt last year, and I was like, "Hey, let's go for a hike. Let's go up this canyon." You're like, "All right, let's go." And I was planning on going like a mile up and then sitting on the ridge on the left side. We get up there, and I'm like, "This is the spot," and you're like, "No, like you see that peak like way up there in the back? Like, let's go there." And I'm like, "Holy cow."
Dude, it's all the Utah hunters. You gotta get back in there, man. Gotta get with the big boys.
Yeah, I think I lost maybe 10 pounds that one night. Like I really do.
No, dude, you killed it. Killed it.
That was a lot of fun. No,
you crushed that hike.
Oh, I appreciate that, but I was about 15 steps behind you every time. But getting up in the mountains, I think you and I are a little bit alike in that aspect. I get super overwhelmed in life. Super easily. I was just, even today, I was sitting with my wife. We were driving to my sister's house to have lunch, and I was just like, "Oh, Chris, like, I get stressed, like, out of the blue.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be, like, totally normal, and all of a sudden, I get this pit in my stomach, and I get anxious, and I start spiraling.
Stress dumping on your wife, and she's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, and I'm sitting there telling her, I'm like, "Okay, we got to get the whole house packed up. We got to go do this. I'm worried about getting the sprinkler system into the yard. We got to get moved. I'm worried about this house listing. I'm worried about this cell with Helix. I'm worried about, I just start going over all this stuff I'm stressed about over the next 6 months. Mm-hmm. And my wife's like, "Where are you right now? What are you doing? Like, we're going to your sister's house for lunch. Why are you thinking 6 months in advance?" But that's just how my brain's wired.
Yeah.
I just need to have everything planned out day to day, you know? And I've tried everything to just enjoy the moment, but it's few and far between, you know?
It's tough. I literally did that exact same thing last night. Yeah, to my wife, I was like, "Joss, what about this and that and this?" And she was like, "Will you shut up? Like, it's 11:30 at night. Like, you just barely got home." Like, and I was like, "I've been thinking about this for 4 days." Like, no, that's the downside of like when you're with your wife. That's your comfort zone. Mm-hmm. It's then your thoughts just start pouring, and it's I get it too. I was like, "What if we can't? This new house we're building. Like, what if we can't afford it? Like this and that and this?" And she's like, "Won't worry about it when it gets there, but like especially tomorrow because I'm going to sleep."
Well, with that note, I mean, with the concern of can we afford it? That's a major stress of men. But like I know you well enough, you're gonna do everything you got for sure. I think it's in a guy's nature. You're always kind of in that fight or flight mode of I've got a wife to take care of, and now you've got a little girl, I've got a little boy, and you just want to do right by them, right? So you could be having everything in the whole world and still at the same time feel like you have nothing.
Absolutely. I think it's like in every person thing. It was I even had like my new baby girl and then my wife, and I was like, man, like we're in our little trailer living while we're building. I'm like, oh, life is great. And then 20 minutes later I start thinking about stuff. I'm like, oh, what about this and that and this and this, But it's kind of the whole thing of like, what are you going to do about it right now?
Yeah.
Like, is there anything you can do about it right now?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Worry about it when it comes. Like,
yeah, 100%. I don't know. It's 10 times worse in the winter when I normally like to go snowmobiling. This winter was horrible for that, so I sold my snowmobile, and heck, honestly, I don't even know if I'll get back into it. I always say that and then I buy one.
Yeah,
but
I'll believe that when I see it.
But you get older, and it's just I'd rather do other things. But I don't know. I was kind of go back and forth. But you and your wife, your family, your little family, it kind of leads back to finding something that you love. Talking about the mountains. I love nature. I love being out there. And something that you guys have kind of done for us is you kind of, I wouldn't say you twisted our arm, but you definitely popped that idea in our head of buying a camp trailer and going camping. I remember last spring, I was looking at photos the other day, last May, is when you guys invited us to run up the canyon and have a fire. And the next day we come down and bought a camper and come back up and met you for the next night,
Yeah, dude, that was awesome.
Oh, man. But that is one thing that I love is hooking onto that camper, running up to the mountains, and just shutting your phone off and being with the mountains, with your family, with no other, you might shut your phone off for a weekend. You might get 50,000 phone calls and might be bombarded when you get back, but it's 3 days of 3 or 4 days, 2 days, whatever you go. It's just of no stress, of just enjoying what's in front of you.
Well, it slows you down. It's the whole phones make it so easy. Because you think about it, in the old days, it took so long to contact someone.
Yeah.
I could call someone in Africa right now, like dead serious.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
So the mountains kind of force you to slow down. Like especially when you got a creek going and you put your phone down. And in all honesty, I get the whole like, well, this is gonna be stacked up when I get back. But on Monday, it's Friday night, and it's Monday when I get back, it's all gonna be stacked up. It's like, what if you only make it to Monday?
Yeah.
It ain't a guarantee. You can die in 20 minutes. Like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of that's kind of one thing I've been working on too, is just slowing down, chilling out. Like, kind of just like, especially this new job I have, like it literally will change in 30 seconds and you have no idea what's happening.
100%.
Like, I'm just going to enjoy, like when I'm home, I'm going to be at home. I'm not perfect at it by any means.
Yeah.
Like I just said last night, it was within 30 minutes of seeing my wife. I was like,
you're just doing what you can though. It'll get better.
Yeah, but no, there is nothing like just hooking up to a camp trailer, even a tent, like just throwing a tent in the back of the truck. Like, this is gonna suck
for you.
Be cold.
I always say, like, if I can, I never like to sleep in anything that if something with like sharp claws could just rip down the side. No thanks. I'll just
I don't know. I'm kind of a lunatic. My mom was making fun of me. She's like, you literally hike up in the mountains and sleep under a tree. Like your brand new newborn baby daughter, you're like scared to death of. Like,
oh yeah.
Dude, she horrifies me to this day.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know. I kind of got that whole kind of slowing down thing from my dad. He, I think when my timeline could be completely wrong, but I think I was like 8. I was like 7 or 8. He got a camp trailer. Money was kind of that same thing. Money was tight, super tight for him. And he was just busting butt working, and then he was kind of just like, you know what, I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't know if he asked my mom or what. It was just like, I'm gonna bite the bullet and get it, and they got the camp trailer, and so there was my dad always doing that, but he's in the same situation where it was like he's super stressed, right? He was basically running a fabrication shop, and he was a big part of their growth and stuff, but it was like that's how he escaped. He was, I remember one time he was like apologizing for it, and he's like, yeah, it's the only thing I had time for. One was, because it's kind of easier for us to head up the hills, 45-minute, drive to go find a camp spot, and he's just like, it was, it was the only place I could relax. Like, same thing, right? His phone started coming out, and then hey, you gotta have a phone, and he'd work from. There'd be times he'd leave at 4 a.m. and get back at 11:30 at night, and it was just like, dude, I don't know how this guy's still alive. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the dude's work ethic is just insane. Like,
that's awesome.
Maybe inherited a quarter of it, but like, it literally is nuts. But it was just, so I kind of got that from an early age. Just, he was always at his calmest. Like, you hand that guy a fly rod, stick him on a river, and he just, like,
calmed right down.
It's God's country for a reason.
Oh, 100%. And I love that. Like, for everybody listening, you should take that story to heart, because I stress so much about money. Like, you got to have money to enjoy life. You got to have money to have this. You got to have money to have that. At the end of the day, that's not the case. Like, get that out of your head. I got to tell that to myself. Get that out of your head. Find something you love. Doesn't have to be an expensive hobby. Find something that calms you and do it. And the winter's been rough for me, because that's the camping is it, for me. And you don't need to go buy a brand new camper. There's campers out there. Do something with your family. But I encourage everybody to do something like that. That story really jives with me. I like that a lot, 100%. Oh man, the outdoors, it hits different. I've always struggled like hardcore with. I shouldn't say always. So we lost our first child, Stetson, and that was tough. Like he was 24 weeks in the womb, had kidney problems, and wasn't going to make it full term. So they induced labor, and he passed away. He's buried here in Preston. And then after that, we got pregnant with Dusty, and my wife had a super hard pregnancy, and Dusty got born. He got born a month early, and the doctor was like, he'll be fine. We're going to give him this shot a week before he's born, and then, a little steroid, and he'll be fine. As soon as he's born, we'll be good. And we were in the hospital for like 2 days, and I remember getting back into that room and going to sleep with my wife, and Dusty's down in the NICU, and like 1 a.m, the phone rings in the room, and the doctors are like, hey, we just called life. Like, I might get emotional about it, but the doctors are like, oh, like we just called Life Flight, and they're coming to get Dusty. And they're going to take him to Ogden. And I'm just like panic mode, freak out, And so anyways, they're like, you're fine. Like, sleep the rest of the night. They expected us to sleep the rest of the night after my kid gets life flighted to Ogden.
Yeah, I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah. And they're like, there's no point in you rushing down there. There's nothing you can do right now. He'll be fine. That he just needs a different level of care. So he went down there and was in the NICU for 21 days. And then came home, and he's healthy as can be, And then I find out that Chris has kidney problems. We'd really love to have another kid. Well, Chris has these kidney problems that are preventing her from doing that. And so where I'm going with all this is like, I struggle with my faith. Like, I struggle with God, man. And I don't mean to get all, churchy on people on the podcast, but I struggle. It's rough. No matter, there's a lot of different faiths out there, and I hope somebody has one. I need one. And I mean, I have one. I just have a hard time with it. But the mountains and camping and doing those things, like being up in the mountains, is the one true place where I feel like I can be closer to God and like almost feel Him a little bit more. But going through the life experiences, I know there's a lot of people out there that with their life experiences, they're struggling with faith. It's hard. I'm right there with them. It's hard to believe that there's a higher power out there that is doing all this to me. And I know people have a rough life, but when I get into the mountains and it just gets quiet, and you can just sit there and soak it in for a minute. It's like, there's something to it for sure. There's definitely something to it.
No, it's I don't know. Like, I'm a Christian, so I'm all for the gospel talk, and I think even that, like, God's got to play in it whether you want to believe it or not. You know what I mean? It's like you can boil it down to, I don't know. It's like, I want you to argue with me that a brook trout, with how detailed a fish is in the mountains, that just came from a big bang. Like, you're full of it, dude. You know? But it's no, dude. The faith thing, I totally get it. That's one thing that I've battled with for a very long time. Like, I think that was another thing I was talking to my wife about. It's been probably 10 years now, just back and forth, just this and that, and this, and I mean, obviously, like, we grew up in a very LDS based, kind of way of life, and like here, if you say going to church, it's not, oh, is that Baptist, is it Catholic, like, it's LDS. Like, if you say you're going to church, it's Sunday morning sacrament. You know what I mean? So it's so I get it. It's hard. We actually had an instructor at the academy that was talking about last August. His wife was, not his wife, sorry. His daughter was suffering super bad with postpartum. And then his ex-wife was down there living with her. And then, she kind of passed away from, suicide, dealing with postpartum stuff. And that same thing. It's like, he's like, I'm a religious man, but, like, me and God are going the rounds right now. Like, how can you do, like, what, like, explain that to me?
How can
and he was like, she was the most, like, she was very into the Bible. She was a God-fearing woman. She loved the gospel, all that stuff. And, like, that was the biggest thing. Like, I love you so much, and she loved you so much. Like, why did that just happen? You know what I mean? And it's, just a crazy event. But he said he had a pastor tell him he was a military guy that they were good friends with, and they kind of started going down that route. And his pastor just started saying, like, no, she's a warrior. Like, she didn't lose the war. She lost a battle. Yeah. Like, your daughter is a warrior. Like, Navy SEAL, SEAL Team 6, you know, Green
That's
Berets,
cool.
all that stuff.
That's awesome.
Like, she's on that level.
Yeah.
Like, she is an elite warrior of God.
What a great thing to say.
And that's what she's doing, is fighting an absolute war.
Yeah.
Like, none of the wars here matter, like,
Yeah.
compared to that. Like, that is the ultimate war. And she's that elite group.
Yeah.
You know? And I think the same thing kind of, you know, honestly, with your boy Stetson, like, I know he's there. Like, even when I see you guys, like, I don't look at a family of 3, it's 4.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I appreciate that.
he's a warrior.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and you're gonna meet him one day.
Yeah.
You're gonna shake his hand.
Yeah.
You're gonna hug him, and it's like,
Yeah.
wow, like,
Yeah.
this kid's a stud. You know what I mean? And it's
God.
so I believe in that. That's where it's kind of this whole earthly experience is. It's a short thing, and to me, I think the mountains is just a glimpse of heaven. For me, that's kind of God's little, like, here's a slice.
Yeah.
Of, you know, I'm gonna overwhelm the crap out of you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna allow you to be able to.
Yeah.
Let me correct that. And then, you know, here's a place to slow down.
100%. It's getting out of town or doing something you love is a place where you can get away from the harsh world for a little bit and see what's beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
And I lose track of that a lot. Like,
Absolutely.
a lot. It's easy for me to lose track of, but when I do get back out into those moments, it's like, yeah, life is.
It just tells you how, like, how much phones have screwed up our lives, dude. That's where it all starts. I remember, like, we've had combos, like, I'm the same way as you. We see a nice truck and we're both like, what do I got to do to get that? Like, you know, we're both like, I need to sell this or do that or do this. And it's, you know, like, I get it. Or it's like, you know, we both schemed on trailers. Like, look at this, look at that, look at this, look at this. And it's, you know, so like I'm right there with you. And it's, yeah, it's kind of, you just gotta believe in the fact that, like, you're gonna be just as happy in a cardboard box as you are a, you know, 6,000 foot square house.
For
like,
sure.
It's all about who you are. If you believe in yourself and who you surround yourself with, like, that's what makes it. It's all this other crap, dude. Like, at the end of the day, truck's just still plastic.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
100%. That's what I need to do better. I need to do better thinking this way, but my wife's always like, you know, because, well, I guess not thinking this way. I need to do my research better. I need to study better. Mm-hmm. But my wife's always like, you buy that, but you're not going to be able to take it with you. You know, all that money that you try and put in the bank, you're not taking it with you. Like, you know, like, it's great. It's great to work hard, and it's great to have goals and be successful, you know, down here on earth and stuff like that. But none of it's going with you except for your knowledge.
Absolutely. That's I mean, honestly, what you're doing here, it's like you're creating memories, right? Like, this is what's gonna matter. Like, you know, like, that's what's cool about it. Like, you'll be able to look back on this forever. But, you know, back to the phone thing. That's what. Have you seen those little bricks? The little phone bricks.
Marika Hunsaker.
Yeah.
She did a TikTok on that said that it locks her out for like a week on all of her social media apps.
Yeah. My wife and I, Jesse and I, we got one.
Really?
Because I am horribly addicted to social media, especially like funny videos.
Oh yeah.
They're like, oh dude, that was eat me up.
Yeah.
Same thing. I'm always on Marketplace too. I'm like, why am I looking at $180,000 like trailer? And it's just stupid. But like, you know. But anyway, she's a lot better than I am. She's insane. Like, but anyway, she gets, you know, whatever you want to call it, bricked out of her phone every Sunday, and it's crazy. Like,
oh yeah.
Because mine will shut me out at 5:15 at night.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like, dude, I'm just sit here on the couch like rotting away. Like, wow, I just watched someone else live a cool life.
Yeah.
Good for me.
Yeah.
I feel so good. You know, actually, look how it was even. I was bricked out of my phone. I was just sitting in a little camper, and I was like, just watching the sunset go down. I was like, what a pretty area! Like, holy smokes!
I need that.
Yeah, and it's a huge thing. And in all honesty, like, it'll be there tomorrow, right? Like, I know I know it contradicts itself. Like, it'll be there tomorrow, but it's like, oh, what if there is no tomorrow? You know, it's like, then do I care about that right now? No. Like, you know, if I knew today was my last day, am I going to be worried about, you know, because I used to be a salesman too, like, am I going to be worried about selling a truck tomorrow? No. I'm going to honestly probably throw my phone out the window and go do something. Like,
yeah. No, I 100% agree with that. on top of that, just the scrolling thing is, I need that break, because it's bad for me after I'm done with all my Keelix phone calls that fiddle in all night, and then some real estate stuff and doing everything I do. I go lay in bed at 10 o'clock at night, start scrolling, look over at the clock, it's 10:10, scroll some more, look over at the clock, it's 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Dude, and I've lost a bunch of sleep. Then I get up at 6:30 or 7 to go to work, and I have a hard time getting out of bed. I hit my snooze alarm 15 freaking times. When I started this podcast deal, I actually kind of thought that, because, the reason I started it was because, I'm on social media so much, and I want to do something more meaningful if I'm going to be on it. But I said, okay, I'm going to start going to bed at 10 o'clock at night, shut my phone off. I'm not going to play any dumb games on my phone. I'm not going to look at social media. I'm not going to do that. Just plug it in, set my alarm to go to bed, set my alarm for 6 a.m. I'm going to get up before I have to leave at 7:30 or whatever, and I'm going to get up and think about life. And I actually have an app inspired by you. I found that's the scripture app. There's a scripture app, so it gives me scripture every day. Yeah. And so I get up and I brew a cup of coffee, and I read this scripture, and I ponder on it a little bit. Then I also, sponsored by you, have a motivational app that I go through a couple motivational quotes, and then I just kind of sit there in the quiet. Like my boy and my wife are still sleeping. It's just quiet in the house, and I just sit at the kitchen counter, and I sit there. But I'm awake. I'm aware. Instead of having my alarm go off at 7:30 and I roll out of bed, oh shit, like I'm late for work, and throw some clothes on, brush my teeth, and out the door I go, and don't have time for nothing. I'm tired on the way in, miserable when I get to work, and
how much more anxious were you in that?
Oh, 100% more anxious when I'm getting up like that.
Dude, I'm such a firm believer in like a slow morning.
Yeah.
Just sets your day up.
Yeah.
No, I saw this thing. It was called this guy was calling it the dad hour.
Oh.
So he gets up an hour before like his kids doing stuff. And like everyone knows, like that hour, like 5 to 6, whatever it is, like that's his hour, right? Like he's gonna do the same.
Sure.
I'm gonna work out. I'm the same way as you, dude. I love a slow morning. Get some coffee. Same thing, because it's gonna set your day up, right?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna be able to get a clear mind. Even if you are stressed about work, take that hour. Take the last 15 minutes of it. All right, I'm gonna get to work. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Yeah. Like we got it. Let's go. Kind of pep talk yourself up. But yeah, it's just social media is the like coolest, best, stupidest, dumbest waste of time, motivational, spiritual thing like you can ever have. Like,
100%.
It's so cool to be able to like. See, I used to live in Africa for a minute, so it's like, just like seeing stuff they're still doing. I'm like, that's awesome. You know? But then there's other stuff where I'm like, why did I just watch like this ASMR video of like, like that was a waste of 5 minutes ever. Like, you know what I mean? And it's so it's such a weird thing to try and figure out.
That's the thing is it's like you say, it's good, but it's evil.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing, dude.
Yeah, all in one night, I'll be scrolling through, and there's like such cool things and motivational stuff and things that people have done or business successful things, things that like drive you. And then all of a sudden it'll switch to just stupid videos, some guy dancing with his shirt off, shaking his belly or something, and you're still scrolling.
Yeah,
but then
you get the random OnlyFans shit. It's like, that's the one time your wife looks over your shoulder. You're like, I didn't do it. I swear. Like,
that's it's true. That's horrible.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's like the devil is. It's such a weird thing because it's like even today I was on Facebook and it was like, I think it was like a couple scriptures and I was like, man, this is great and stuff. And then it was like, I can't remember what it was, but it was just like F word, like first 0.2 seconds, it was like. F. And I was like, what the? My brain can't handle this. It's like it switches so much, but no, it's such a weird thing, such a cool thing.
And what kind of makes it different now that you have a newborn, but it'll start getting more prominent with Dusty. When I get home, he'll want to come snuggle up next to Dad, or at night he'll come snuggle up next to Dad, and Dad's laying on his back scrolling through his phone, and he'll lay there right next to me and watch whatever I'm watching.
Yeah, it's like,
and when that dumb stuff pops up, or that swear word, or that F, or whatever it is, I've got a 4-year-old right there watching it.
Yeah.
And it kind of brings into your mind of, I don't need him seeing that. I don't want him thinking that or knowing that or whatever. And then it starts thinking, well, if I don't want him thinking that or knowing that, why do I need to think that or know that?
Absolutely. No, my all-time favorite quote is, "Be the man you want your son to be."
Yeah.
And like, I mean, there's oodles of time, like, you know, I'll remind myself of that. And I'm like, I don't want him to be doing this. Like, that's for sure. Like, why am I, like, you know, it's a weird line to walk, but
100%. I don't know. I'm trying to think of how people say it. It's not the greater good. Something where good meets evil, but that's what it is. You know, it's helped me a lot, and it's also brought me down a lot.
Absolutely. No, I think it's all about intentions. Like, I mean, you know, like my wife, she kind of makes her living off of social media and stuff. And like you mentioned Mariah and stuff, and it's so cool. Like the stuff they do, I'm like, yeah, you're way cooler than
100%.
I don't know why you married me, but like, there's so many like good-looking dudes following you on Instagram, like all these rich cowboys, and I'm like, dude, what's funny is one of the Wright brothers, when we first started dating, we were in Jackson Hole. And he DM'd her and was like, "I'd love to take you on a date or whatever." I was like, "Well, that's a wrap for me." I'm like, you know, might as well just head home now. I'm like, this is, you know, she's going to be moving to Wright City now. It's called.
Laws.
But yeah, no, for some reason, I must be funny because I'm definitely not rich. So I must have made her laugh and she stuck around. But
you're a stud of a guy.
But no, it's cool how, like, she's had so many cool connections from social media, and it's. Like it's I think it's just like everything. Just like money, you can use it for good, or you can use it for evil. So
yeah, and it's a choice.
Absolutely.
And that's, again, going back to the podcast, but this right here between you and I, these are the conversations I live for, and I hope that this podcast brings more opportunities for more conversations with new people. I want to get to a point where somebody that I don't even know messages me and says, "Hey, like, I got something to say. You know, I want to come chat."
Yeah.
You know, and you can always learn something from other people, you know.
Oh, dude, absolutely.
I'm sure with your new job and your schooling and stuff, your training that you're going through, you've met a lot of new guys from all over, I'm sure. And I'm sure there's a lot of good dudes out there, and you probably learn from them, and they've learned from you. And
yeah, it's weird. Humans are all the same, but so different.
Yeah.
Also. And it's kind of weird, like the whole social media thing and scrolling. I think it's kind of easy to be like, I'm behind, or like I'm the only, like, especially you get those motivational ones where it's like, you know, you got David Goggins yelling in your face at, you know, it's like not dissing on him because he's nuts. And I love everything he says, but it's also like, you know, then you're like, oh, I'm the only man on this earth that's sitting here scrolling right now. It's like, no, you're not. Like, everyone does it, you know. Like, even some of the baddest dudes I've ever met, like, they're like, yeah, like, everyone scrolls to their phone. You know, so it's all about intention. Like, it's what it boils down to and what you're going to do with it. And, like, I think this podcast will do great with that. Like, I think it'll help people realize, like, one, like, I'm not stuck. It's not just me. You know, there's other dudes that I can connect out to, reach out. Like, I'm not broken. You know, like, I'm not useless. I'm not, like, just trash. Like, you know, sometimes it's be like, all right, I'm not the only one that's, like, messed up or, like, going through this. Like, that makes me feel a little better, like, you know.
Right. And I truly hope that happens. I hope somebody's listened to the Kam and Brock Fuit podcast, and they're like, oh, I didn't know that about Brock. Oh, and they, you know, might see in the passing, and dude, I didn't know this, and it starts a conversation. Like, I hope people that are struggling as well can, like, reach out to me and the people that I talk to in these situations, because, you know, again, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts before I started this one, and most all of them felt like I was not doing well.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and nothing against them. You know, they're good podcasts and they have a lot of followers, but I just don't jive with them.
No.
You know, so I want to reach the people that don't jive with those podcasts that are just straight and narrow, because everything's not straight and narrow. It's not.
And if you say it is, you're full of, you know. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cut.
Oh, you're fine. You're good. No,
it's and it's kind of like, I don't know, it's just not for everyone. Like, sometimes, like, honestly, I feel like sometimes men do need, like, a wake-up call. Like, you need to get your freaking crap together.
Yep.
Like, what are you doing? It's like,
I've had that conversation with you, or more so you've had that conversation with me before, and I've appreciated it 100%.
I need it. Like, I've had it. Like, it's not fun. Like, I've had that more times than I can count. Like, I got told that, like, let's see, it was last week. It was me and my good buddy it's actually my cousin. We're going to, he's a sheriff deputy too.
Really?
Yeah, we're going to the academy, and, we were doing, it's called Archon. It's basically like cop jiu-jitsu, whatever, right? So, and him and I, we go practice doing, like, just kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, like, just gun stuff, whatever you want to call it, shooting and, moving and shooting, doing all the cop stuff. But, anyways, we're just in the gym early morning, doing our thing. We're kind of just, like, horsing off, like, oh my gosh, like, this is 10 weeks of this, like, whatever. And, and an instructor came, because it's not to, like, I'm not trying to, I don't want to say this and sound like I'm all full of myself, because I'm definitely not, but.
I don't know, it's good to have good things.
I would say we put in a lot more work than a lot of other people have.
Yeah.
And, we kind of have people in our lives that hold us to a higher standard and are, happy to teach us. So, we had an instructor come and he was like, you guys need to, like, the hell are you doing? Put your shit together. Like, you guys' skill sets are way above what you're doing right now. So, like, wrap it up. And I was like, oh, freak. Like,
wake up call.
So he's like, how sad is it going to be when I'm like, someone's got to tell your wives that, just because you're messing around and now you're dead. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's a good point. Like,
widen the eyes a little.
Yeah, I was like, amen. Okay, thanks, dude. Like,
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of it's, everyone has them. And everyone needs them, like, honestly. It was like,
no matter what you do.
Oh, there was even times where I was like, I asked my mom, I was like, be honest with you. Like, this was me just, like, I knew the answer to the question, but I wanted, like, a little feel good.
Yeah.
I was like, because me and my wife had this strict thing, like, if we ask for honesty, you got to give it.
Yeah.
The other person can't get offended.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know I'm out of shape, but, like, how bad is it? And she's like, yeah, it used to be jacked, basically. Like, like, she was like, I felt like when I hugged you, it was like a big hug. And, and she's like, now, like, I mean, I don't, and then she was, she's the nicest human ever. So she's like trying to, like, cover it up. And I'm like, damn it. Like, that I'm like, I know, like, okay, I need to get back to doing it. But yeah, once again, like, I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder, but
no.
Also, I think it's good I think dudes are very physical outlet type of people.
Yeah. Well, it's there's nothing wrong with, you don't have to be fit or strong or muscly or ripped or whatever you want to call it, big bulky guy to go to the gym. Mm-hmm. My grandpa is my go-to.
Yeah.
I in the middle of the day, I'll be having a hard day at work, and on my lunch, I'll drive over to his shop and walk into his office and sit down and talk with him for an hour. And my most recent conversation with him was talking to him about all the stuff I was stressed about in life and what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing. And he says, you used to go to the gym a lot. He says, you don't do that anymore? And I said, no. He says, you should. I'm like, Grandpa, like, am I fat? Like, you want me to go to the gym? And he's like, no, like, it's something that could clear your mind. It's something where it's just you and pop some headphones in and it's you and your mind and you're working on yourself. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be the biggest guy that walks into the gym and be the guy that rips his tank top to where you can barely see his nips and you know what I mean? Like, yeah, for sure. But you can just go and blow off some steam.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be at a gym.
No.
Like you said, you'd rather do it at home or jump on a bike, go ride your bike around the block or go for a hike in the mountains or go for a run. When it's sunny outside, go for a run by yourself. And I used to be a cross country runner. I'm not much of a runner.
I do it, but that stuff's for the birds, dude. I signed up for a half marathon and it was like maybe a quarter of the mile long. I was like, this sucks. Like, what did I just do? Like, but dude, like the gym thing, my all-time favorite stress relief is like hot mom walks on the treadmill, like scooting it and like
speed walk.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude. Like I throw my headphones in and just blare music.
Yeah.
And just speed walking my little heart out.
Yeah.
And I like look at the weights and I'm like, like whatever, I'll do it just because that's what guys do.
Oh yeah.
But,
yeah.
Now I think one thing with the gym is my new favorite quote is like, I don't want to be jacked and muscular. Like I want to be capable.
Yeah.
I want to be capable of like, I want to be capable for when my kids if they want to go hunt. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, cool.
Yep.
I'll be there. Like, I know I'm 55, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, let's do it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'll be a little slower, but like, I'll be on your
100%.
hills. Or it's just like, if anything happens, it's, you know, like to,
Yeah.
you know, a wife or kids or anyone else. Like, it's my job to protect. Like,
Yeah.
if I can't do that because I'm not capable, like, what am I doing?
Right.
You know, so there's a lot of things I've kind of turned my mindset on of like, I want to be capable. That's helped me a lot in the gym. Right? I'm going to do capable workouts. You know, I want to be a protector, and then it's like I want to be a man of God. However I find that, you know, just because we're in an LDS prominent, like, you know, state and all that stuff doesn't mean I have to be.
No.
It's not my thing, you know. Like, I'm going to find out for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to do it.
I think that's the biggest thing. Anything you do, it should be for yourself.
Absolutely. And it's like, men are very, because honestly, humans are not, one thing we've been kind of learning with, in the academy is like, this last week was like mental stuff.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like, you know, like how to deal with like manipulators and like depression and anxiety and, you know, all that crap. But it's like, humans are not built to be alone.
Right.
You know, whether you want to believe it or not, like, we're pack animals. Right. I know people, like, I'm kind of like a lone wolf kind of a guy, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's like I have my good buddies and stuff, but it's like sometimes I'm just like, I just want to do me for a minute. Like, I need my little Brock time is what I kind of like to call it.
No, that's awesome.
In the grand scheme of things, like, we're not meant to be alone. So it's like, you can't really isolate yourselves, but it's also people. That's where, like, the natural instinct of, like, oh, everyone's doing it, so I have to do it, right? Like, everyone's LDS, so I have to be LDS, or everyone's going to the gym, so I got to go to the gym. And it's also like, you know, like, show me your friends and I'll show you your future kind of quote comes from. Like, that's where it comes from. But it's also, I think, I mean, we've had this, once again, in the mountains, we've had this talk, like, you know, like, I want to surround myself with people who are striving to figure out who they are and believe in themselves. Yeah. You know, and believing in yourselves can be days of, like, you know, depression and like, I'm the worst and all that stuff. But it's like, it's just a chase of it. Yeah. You know, I'm going to chase it. I want to find it. Like, 100%. That's kind of the biggest thing. And like, that's the people I want to be in. Like, you know, I don't care if all my friends are bodybuilders. I just want them, like, you know what? Like, I'm trying my hardest to find out what works for me and my family. And it's like, that's cool. Go get it, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the conversations, you know, going into that. It's kind of, you are who you surround yourself with. And I love it when I'm horrible at it, but I always call my buddies to complain. I'm always, you know, when I'm having a hard day, the way that I get it off my chest is telling somebody about it. Yeah. And I love nothing more than when I call a buddy to say, you know, oh, I'm having a shit day and this has went wrong and that's went wrong. This is how I'm feeling. And they're like, instead of them saying, oh, dude, no, like, you should feel better. You're fine. Oh, you know, everything's all going to be all right. They're like, you know, me too. Like, I'm down in the dumps too. And then it goes back and forth. And, like, I like that. You know, surround yourself by people that are riding that mountain with you, riding that wave with you, you know, on the same wavelength there. It's just, it's good to have that around you instead of, you know, I guess it's, you know, to that point, it's also good to have somebody that's maybe always doing a little bit better too. They can kind of lift you up, I guess, in some sense. Yeah. But if you've got people that are kind of dragging you down too, I'm not saying you need to eliminate them out of your life, but, you know, it's easy to get drugged down with them.
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's different when it's like people are like, you know, trying to talk you out of stuff. Like, you know, it's like, oh, just don't do that. Or like, you know, it's like, no, it should be like, no, like, let's dust the boots off. And go get after it. Like, you got it. Like, you know, and it's good because, like, you can also, like, it's good to have a buddy you can call up and it's like, yeah, dude, same. Like, shit sucks. Yeah. You know? Yeah. But it's also like, that's a dangerous game because you also don't want to just, you know, both go down, right? You know? Sometimes, like I said,
work it out together.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta be like, you know, like, let's get it, like, you know, let's work through it together. Like, you know, because in all reality, it's like, you can tell your wife, you know, stuff, but she's not a man. You know, your wife can tell you stuff, but you're not a woman. Yeah. Right? So it's like, you kind of need, that's kind of, well, we've had that talk too. Like, you know, it's like, I need some friends, you need some friends. Like, go, you know, you go do your girl night thing, I'm going to do my guy night thing, you know. because like my wife and I are truly like, I know you and Chris are too, but like we're each other's like best friends.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well I shouldn't say that. I'm like, she's my only best like friend. You know what I mean? She's my best friend, but like she, yeah. At the end of the day, it's like even today she went on a walk with just some of her friends, like super last minute, and she was like, you know, I'm like, I'm glad I went. Like, I needed that, and I'm like, yeah, like it's because I know in reality, like a dude needs a dude to, you know, chat with, relate with, all that stuff. So does a woman. She needs that same thing. I'm like, yeah, it's good to have people that are like, yeah, I get what you're going through, but you know, you just don't want anyone that's like, just give up,
100%,
or like, just, you know, don't do it anymore, or
100%,
like, anything like that.
And I think there are a lot of power couples out there that could probably be just fine with those two together. It's him and her, and they're the power couple, whatever. That's not reality in my life. You know, I tried that for the first. Been married for 8 years, and I've tried that for the first 4 years, 5 years of. I'm married now. This is my life. You know, my wife is everything. We just do everything together. And then, you know, go and hang out with friends too. We do that together. And then we kind of come to a point where it's like, you know, it's not like our marriage got bad, but it's like, you need to go hang out with your girls because I need to go hang out with my guys, you know, and you need that separation because you still need to enjoy life. Marriage is a sweet thing. You know, it's amazing. It's great for life, but you also need that time apart where you can go, you know, hang out with the boys and they can go hang out with the girls and do that. But
no, and it's like, yeah, I love hanging out with my wife. Like she, like she's funny, but like there's some stuff that, like my buddies think is hilarious, and I'm like, this is the best video. Like this is the funniest video to ever come out on like the face of the earth. And she was like, then I show it to her. She's like, that was the dumbest thing. Like, she's like, I feel so much dumber now. So, like I watched that, you know. So it's like, but there's some like, you know, it's like that show, like the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives or whatever.
Oh, jeez.
Right as it turns on, I'm like, no. Like, you know, like her and my sisters were talking about it today. And, no, this chick said that and this, that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't care. Like, you know, like turn that crap off. But that's where it's healthy to just have people like you that, you know, go chat about it.
Yeah.
Makes you feel normal.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Takes the stress away.
Yeah. It's you definitely need to just be able to go talk with the boys and the girls and whatever sometimes. But yeah, same deal. My wife watches that freaking show. We'll be like laying in bed or something, or she's watching her show and she'll start giggling and I'm like, what's funny? And she's like, oh, this girl said that, and this girl's mean, and that girl's mad because of this. And I'm like, okay, go back to watching your show.
Yeah, exactly. That's so funny.
I don't know.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So we've had a lot of good conversations. It's been a lot of fun.
We've had a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a lot of deep combos for sure. I think it was like the first time we hung out. It was right down like deep combo lane, and I was like, I just met this dude, and you were already talking about life. Like,
well, dude, I think it was seriously the night I met you. We went to Texas Roadhouse with the girls.
Yeah.
We went back up to your apartment, and I think your wife was doing that Galentine's thing the next day. So my wife stayed up there to help her, and you and I took off and went.
Yeah, that's right.
Hung out. Like that was the first time I knew of who the heck you even were, and we just picked up, and then we were able to have conversations like this, and that's why it works out so good.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Like it's yeah, no, I think you just got to find your people and find your crowd. And like, yeah, I think that's all it boils down to. Honestly,
for sure. And I hope these conversations help other people too. I hope people listen to this podcast, or the people that are listening are feeling this right now. And I hope I know like a lot of the stories we go through are like, oh, like life's hard, but around the back, I want people to see like this can be good though. You know, we're doing it still.
Absolutely. Can we talk about how fun like life actually can be?
Yeah.
If you just buy into it. Like my wife is phenomenal at this. Like she literally she was the kid where it's like, you know, like if it's raining, you give her some rain boots and she's like stomping in the puddle, like listening to Hannah Montana, like running through the fields, right? Like I'm a grump. Like I am the Grinch sometimes. Yeah. Like, you know, I'm always like I don't want to do that. You know, it's like she's like the biggest ball of sunshine ever, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But it's like, and she's opened my eyes to that so much. Like, you know, and she honestly, I'll try not to get emotional about that. I try and act tough, but she's made me soft. I'll tell you that. That's one thing she has done. Yeah. I'm a complete pansy since I got married to that woman. But
nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all.
Well, no, I all through. Ever since I was like I remember being in second grade and watching like a 9/11 parade, and I was just pissed. Second grade, I was just mad.
Yeah.
You know, and I've had a lot of relatives in the military and stuff, and I was always like, I am going to be a Marine. Like, I want to be in the military. I want to be a Marine. That's all I want, right? So, anyways, the day I was supposed to go, you know, I took the ASVAB, all that stuff out of high school, and the day I was supposed to go sign my papers, I dislocated my hip, you know, hurt myself snowboarding, all that crap. You know, my Marine recruiter was like, freaking dummy, if you would have signed those papers, we would have paid for all that anyways, but it's also like, I can't use you now. Like, you know, you're going to be out for a year and a half of that injury, and then you got another year of, you know, getting rehab and all that crap anyways. So, anyways, life moved on, did the things, and, you know, now that I married my wife, she's always just believed in me. Like, you know, like, I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I'm such a lost cause, right? And she was like, no, you're not. Like, stand up, like, remember who you are, and, like, go to work. Like, figure out what you want to do to be happy. Like, and she chases that constantly in her life. Like,
that's
she's
so
always,
cool.
like, you know, like, she's gone through jobs and all that. It's like in your last podcast, I remember you saying, like, you went through a bunch of jobs to get the key list and stuff, and so you kind of do the same thing. But, you know, she's like, no, like, I went through a lot of crap to get to where I'm at. It's because I didn't stop trying until I figured out what I wanted to do. I get to do what I want to do, you know? And so I've always had that itch to join the military, and, you know, I was just like, it's not going to happen. Like, married now, I don't want to leave and do all that stuff and all that, you know? And then the cop thing, you know, came up, and I'd fill out papers, and I'd shred them. And then she was like, it's not about money. Just if you're going to do it, do it. You know? And then, you know, it's actually, I filled them out, and I just left them on my desk, did some ride-alongs with them, and then, it was the last day I was able to turn them in. I was like, screw it, I'm not going to do it. Went to work and all that stuff, and she got the papers, and she was like, what do you want to do with these? And I was like, screw it, just turn them in. You know? She's like, if you want to do it, like, do it. So I was like, will you just go turn them in for me? So, you know, me just being the a-hole I am, I was like, take time out of your day. Like, go, you know, go turn my papers in. Which, her being the absolute best wife she is, she went and did it. And then, you know, I was like, whatever, like, I'll try out for it. If it works, it works, you know. And then, it ended up working out. And then, you know, he was like, sheriff was like, hey, I want to meet with you and your wife if you got time. And I was like, oh, crap. Wait, is this actually happening? Like, you know, kind of got butterflies, and, you know, she was so stoked. And then, you know, we went and met with her and kind of had the convo, and he's like, you're not going to be making that much. I'm like, you know, and I was like, well, crap, like, what about the big boats and the RVs and the mansions, you know, all that stuff. And, she's kept reassuring me, like, we'll find it another way, or, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you need to be happy, dude. You need to be happy. You know, live life. Like, it's you're, like, you're not supposed to be miserable the whole time. Like, figure it out. So anyways, I did it, and I haven't looked back since. Like, I don't make a lot of money, but, like,
you're happy.
Oh, dude, like, over this last 10 weeks, like, we had the colonel of Idaho State Police came in, and he was like, a lot of you have kids, a lot of you married, all that stuff. Like, he's like, this is the only time you're going to get paid to figure out who you are. You know, you got to do school stuff, but you're going to have the nights and stuff to work out, do that, focus on you. Like, you're going to have 5 days to focus on you.
Right.
You know, I took that to heart. I was like, you know, and it was kind of eating me up. Like, my wife's basically been a single mom. Like my daughter was 3 weeks old when I left, you know, and I was like, brand new parents, and I'm like, good luck. Like, I don't know what the freak, you know, and she's handled it like an abs. Like, she is the best mom to our daughter. Like, she blows me away how natural she is at, like, cool. Being a mom. But
she's awesome.
But anyway, she, and I just kind of took it to heart, and I just started, you know, I was like, you know what, like, I'm figuring this God thing out. Like, I'm so sick of going back and forth with, like, believing, not believing, faith, yes, no, yes, no, you know. And it's, I did a lot of deep dive in that. Did a lot of deep dive of, like, you know, this feels right. Like, you know, like, I'm kind of itching that, like, I want to be a Marine. Still, like, I'm still kind of getting that fulfillment of, like, I get to serve. You know, and you kind of know me, like, you know, I was pretty bitter about, like, living in Franklin County. You know what I mean? Like,
lots of conversations like that. You know, wanting to move across the country and stuff.
And so, like, you know, and it's just slowed me down. Like, you know, and I was kind of, she's helped me realize, like, taking the sunsets, dude, like, just look at them, take them in, you know, and I'm kind of like, dude, life is so, like, it's one, I think life gets very beautiful when you realize you're going to die. Like, you were going to die whether you like it or not.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
Yeah, like, death is the only thing. My favorite quote is death and taxes are the only thing that are, like, certain in life. That's gonna happen. But, like, it's, yeah, like, you know, in all honesty, like, not to put it out there, but I could die on the way home.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's, especially in the job I'm in, you see it daily, like, so it's, once you kind of accept that, and it's like, you know what, like, I'm going to hug my wife like it's the last time I was here. I'm going to, you know, hold my baby like it's the last time I was here. And life gets so much easier.
Yeah.
I think it's just accepting, you know, like, dude, this ain't permanent. Like, you know, it ain't like, oh, you got me, let's try again. It's like, no, that was it. Like, good luck, pal.
Yeah.
You know, back to the David Goggins thing. I love his, like, what do you want to call it, like, talk, quote, whatever. He's like, I know I'm going to meet God one day. And I know he's going to, like, I just imagine there being a big, like, projector screen. And he's like, do you know who that is? You know, and he was like some jack dude that could do a bunch of push-ups and run a bunch of ultra marathons. And he's some fat dude talking to God. He's like, who's that? Yeah. And he's like, that's who you were supposed to be. But, like, you were supposed to be that. But, like, you were holding yourself back, right? You weren't doing what you needed to do. And you weren't, you know, you weren't living life. And you're like, that's why you were so miserable for so long. So I kind of take that to heart, too, of, like, one, I kind of think men work off checklists, like to-do lists, right? Everyone talks about, like, wife's got the honey-do list when you get home. Yeah. Like, that's how we operate. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're meant to work. We're meant to protect. Yep. That's our thing, right? And it's kind of adding into that to-do list of, like, I'm literally going to sit here and watch cartoons with my daughter, and I'm going to love every second of it. Yep. You know? Yep. And it's, life gets so much sweeter when you do that. And it's like, how lucky are we that, like, sitting here with headphones and microphones talking, especially about camping. Like, such a fun thing, dude.
100%. Yeah, it's super cool, and I agree. Men do work off of checklists. I always have a never-ending checklist. You know, I get off of my main job, and I got to do this, and I got to do that, and I got to do this, and come home, and Dusty's all like, Dad, are you home? And I'm like, no, I got to go do this. And I really think it's super important to slow down and soak up the good things. Because it's, you know, I hear this a lot, and I've been guilty of it myself. But it's like, I'm gonna do this when I get here. You know, like I'm gonna take my boy camping once I have enough money in the bank account, or we're gonna go on a vacation once I have enough money in the bank account, or I'm gonna do this once I'm fit enough, or I'm gonna do this once I'm at this certain point in my life. And I feel like I've kind of come to realizations already. I mean, I'm only 27. And we're still kind of young, but I mean, feels like we graduated yesterday. Yeah. But you're always going to say, I'm going to do this once I get to this point in life. Well, guess what? When you get to that point in your life, you're going to be 60, 70, 80, 90. You're going to be looking back like, oh, I shouldn't have waited.
If you make it that far.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, like you say, I mean, anything can happen, but still, you know, it's like you're going to get to that point one day where it's like, I should have done it. I should have just done it. At that point, I should have made it work instead of saying, I'm going to, you know, I've heard it before of people working, hey, I'm going to work until I can retire at a young age. I'm going to work my butt off, save a bunch of money. I'm going to retire at a young age. Well, like, what is that young age? You know what I mean? Like my kid is 4 years old already. I can't do quick math, but by the time he's 18, that's 14 years from now. So I'm going to be, you know, 42. Or whatever. I mean, we had kids young, but still. And then he's going to move out, and then he's going to go start his own family, and you know, things are going to be different. Yeah. You know, it's. I always come home and I'm super bad at it. Everybody listen, I'm super bad at it. I come home and I'm like, oh, my house is a mess. I've been at work all day. I just want to come home to a clean house. Well, one day that house isn't going to be a mess. One day all them kids' toys aren't going to be all over the floor. You know, one day that kid's breakfast from in the morning isn't going to be on the kitchen counter when you get home anymore. Like it's going to be different. And you're going to wish that it was there.
Yeah, it's my parents have talked about that. Like, it's like my parents and grandparents. It's like it's just quiet. You know, it's like there's just no messes to clean up, and it's all, you know, it's all that. And it's like, yeah, it is. That's one thing, dude. I'm such like, once again, I don't know why my wife chose me. It blows my mind. Like, I honestly, I ask God that, and I'm like, I don't know, like, she's by far the biggest blessing in my life. But I mean, there'll be times that I come home and I'm like, you know, like I'm just like, like what about this, or like, you know, like you're doing something wrong, you know, like, you know, you're ruining that, whatever. And she was like, I just cleaned this whole house, and that's all you're focused on. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah,
like,
I've heard that before
asshole,
myself.
You know, and it's like, and it's kind of that whole thing of like, you know, it keeps me in check. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, really? Like, one, it's like every dude's everyone's natural reaction. Whoever you're most comfortable with, that's who your stress is going to go on to, right? So it's just keeping yourself in check of that, which is one thing I'm horrible at, because she's constantly like, you even going to acknowledge, like, anything like that? Or, like, you going to, like, say, like, hey, I haven't seen you all day, like, welcome home, or anything? Like, you're just going to go straight to that? Like, really?
I'm horrible at it.
Oh, dude, I'm the worst.
I get home from a whole day of work, and my wife works too. Your wife works, and they have kids now. We have kids, and when I come home, it's not, how was your day? You know, what did you do today? How was your day? How are you feeling? It's, oh, we got to do this. We got to do that. Oh, we got to, you know, why isn't this done? Why isn't that done? And I feel like it's a human reaction. I mean, to a point. Yeah. But I think that's part of the stress of life that, like, puts that on your shoulders, that you can't just come home and be like, man, I have a wife here. I have kids here. It's, you know, I have it good. I have it good.
Well, absolutely. Like, how beautiful is it to come home to something, to not an empty house?
Yeah.
And how beautiful is it to want to be wanted?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Like, and there, speaking of two things, I want to backtrack for a second. The guys that, going back to, like, I should have started.
Yeah.
There's a deputy going through the academy, doing all the push-ups, doing all the running. He's 50.
Wow.
He's a deputy sheriff now, beginning out, rookie, right? And I'm like, dude, it is never too late, right? Who cares?
100%.
Who cares if you're 50, 52, whatever. Doesn't matter. Just start. Yep. You know what I mean? Just start it. Like, doesn't matter. Just freaking start it and get after it. But anyways, back to us being assholes. It's like, it's kind of like another guy was saying, because he was a cop before and then he left to go do stuff, so, like, he has to come back to the academy again. But anyways, he was like, they know, like, when I get home, like, you know, I just say, hey, you know, like, hey, you know, how you doing, whatever. Right. Just a quick convo, you know, hug and a kiss to the wife, and he's like, I just go get in the shower. And, like, everyone knows, like, just don't talk to me a bunch until I, like, because he says it's, how does he say? He's like, I'm, like, rinsing it down the drain. Yeah. Right? That's, like, his little thing of, like, all the stress is gone. Like, I'm now not a police officer. I'm a dad. Yeah. I'm a dad now. Yeah. Right? And it's like, I'm not a key lick salesman anymore or a real estate professional. I'm like, I'm a dad now. I'm a husband and I'm a dad. And it's kind of like, for a lot of the dudes, it's like, well, honestly, both people, it's like, everyone in your life, like, your husband, like, your wife does way more than you think she does. Oh, 100%. And your husband does way more than he thinks he does. Yeah. So it's like, just shut up. Like, you know, like, and it's kind of like, just, like, acknowledge that. Yeah. Like, I'm so bad about that. Like, with my wife's job, like, with it being online, you know, in my head, I'm like, it's hard for me to think, like, it's a job, because it's like, it's not a physical thing that, like, because, like, I have the brain of a caveman, so I'm like, if it's not in my face, it's not real. You know, but I'm like, some of the stuff's like, just, she's raising a child basically by herself, does that full-time stuff, keeps the house in phenomenal order, and it's like, I come home and I'm like, what about this? Like, you know, and I'm like, oh, you're a piece of junk. But it's like, I think it's just gratitude. Like, gratitude will always defeat like, anxiety and stuff. But. Yeah, 100%. I agree. We take a lot of things for granted in life. Yeah, we do 100%. And it's honestly hard not to, but you know, you just got to do what you got to do. Enjoy life while we're here. Enjoy what you're doing. Find something in life that you enjoy. You know, I always thought, kind of going back to the job thing again, I went through a lot of jobs before I got to Keelix. And God, great guy, but I had this guy after I left one of my jobs that every time there was a job fair in Cache County, I'd get this text, hey, there's a job fair for you.
because he's making fun of me that I'm switching jobs so much, and I've been at Keelix 4 years now. That's the longest job I've ever held, and it's been good. But that drug me down a lot,
dude. I guarantee. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but the guy that said that is probably miserable.
Yeah.
And has worked the job his whole life.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, that's like, dude, just don't stop. Like, don't stop until you find it. In all honesty, like, my last employer in the last excavation guys I was working with, you kind of know them a little bit. Like, that's kind of hard to say, like, bye to them. Like, the pay wasn't really, like, I definitely wasn't making hundreds of thousands of dollars, but, like, it was fun work. Like, we all got along. Like, it was a good time, but I just knew it was kind of time for me to step away from the excavating and stuff. And it's also like, they're going to find another guy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, find another guy. Their company, it is thriving. It's continuing to thrive. They're growing great. Shout out to them. But it's, it's kind of just like, if you're in that job where it's like, oh, like, I can't leave because of this, like, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's like, you only got one shot.
Yeah.
Worry about you.
Leave on good terms. Tell them how grateful you are for the opportunity, but follow your dreams. Exactly. If there's something else you want to do, just do it. Yeah. Like I say, that guy sent me a text and it drugged me down a lot, and it took me a lot to realize, no, like I was chasing a career. I was figuring out who I was, who I am, where I want to be, and what I'm doing, and that's okay. And like I say, that guy, to this day, he's a great guy. But, like, it's things like that are just kind of drags you down, but don't let it. Yeah,
dude, my dad always told me, because I was always like, what if I go do this? I'm like, it doesn't work. He's like, you come home. Mm-hmm. I'm like, it's not that easy, dude. Like, what do you know, old man? Like, it's just that same thing. Like, if it doesn't work, come home. Yeah. And I always relate that to God, too. Like, if it doesn't work, come home. Like, pray to me and we'll figure it out.
For sure.
All that stuff. So it's kind of, just try it, dude. Like, just jump.
Yep.
Like,
take the leap.
Like I said, and it's, it's the whole thing. If you're going to die tomorrow and you knew it, how many risks would you take?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
No, I like that a lot. So for the people, you got anything to say to the people? Any advice?
I don't. Like, I'm not. Dude, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I have so much to learn, dude. Like, I feel like I should not be behind a microphone.
I love that.
Shouting things out. Like, I don't know. I don't know anything.
That is what this is all about. I freaking love that. That's probably one of the best answers I'm ever going to get.
But it's, I don't know, dude. It's in my wise, definitely not wise. That's me being a smart aleck, but my 25 years, I think I've traveled. Like I said, I lived in Africa for a while. I've worked kind of jobs like that, and I've seen some stuff, and it's kind of just like, go home and, like, just be grateful for what you have. And, like, be grateful you're not, carrying water.
Yeah.
Or, especially where we live. Like, if you die, people are going to be sad about it. I've seen places where it's like people watch someone die and they just continue on their day.
Yeah.
Don't help nothing. It's kind of just like, be grateful for what you got.
100%.
God, and don't stop chasing your best self.
Yeah.
Or like what you think.
I like that.
You want to do. Right? Like, and it's, everyone's like, get motivated. Like, that's such bullshit.
I
like,
know.
Dude, find out what gets you going. Because honestly, if you're not waking up motivated, you're not doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So that means you need to fix something. Right? Yeah. You're gonna have hard days where it's like, I do not want to go do this, but like, okay, I'm gonna think about it in 40 years. What do I want to tell my grandkids about?
Yeah.
Okay, this is still it. Like, all right, let's do it. Like,
100%.
Let's get after it. But
like
I said, but that's like, I don't want to sound like some hot shot that I know what I'm talking about. It's because I'm such. Like I said, I have the brain of a caveman, dude. I've got so much to learn. Like,
I think we all do. I think we all can continue to learn day to day, and no matter what age or what point of life you're in, we've got something to learn, and that takes a lot to realize that.
Yeah.
So, I appreciate you coming out here tonight, man. You're a busy guy going through training, and I know your family's at home, and your little girl, but this has been a lot of fun. I appreciate you making time for me.
No, thanks for trusting me to hop on here, dude. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Well, everybody, I appreciate you guys jumping on, listening to this podcast. I want you guys to remember, everybody has a story, and we'll catch you on the next one.